like a bad smell, it just comes back. John Fury has given an interview with Seconds Out, and rather than me go through it in the fine detail, I will pick it apart, of course. I feel it's best to listen to some of the key moments from this interview for the next minute or so. So, enjoy. Enjoy? Did I actually say that? Enjoy? Okay, try and get through the next minute, and then we'll dissect it. Have a listen.
Usyk, just set the table for me in terms of what you made of that fight and Tyson's performance.
Well, first and foremost, he had his belt stolen off him, didn't he? He had them stolen off him, to be honest with you. And what can you say? When somebody's paid you a shed load of money, they seem to resent letting you stay champion as well, don't they? You know, and for my money, you probably didn't want to pay him the same amount again. Probably couldn't afford to pay Tyson that same money again. We'll offer you a few more quid later on, and we'll get you back at it. But guess what? They can't do that with him now, because he's had enough. Because he believes now he's had his belt stolen off him, which he has had. You know, and he thinks, okay then, jog on. There's no more Gypsy King. So they've cost themselves money, haven't they? Cost themselves millions and millions of dollars through not doing the right stuff, you know what I'm saying? And look, no disrespect to Alexander Usyk, great fighter, you know, all weight division champion, you know, but he hasn't got the charisma or the selling power, the pulling power Tyson Fury has. Great fighter, but you need to be more than a great fighter where the big dollars are concerned.
So John Fury trying to push a narrative that Tyson was robbed in not just the first Alexander Usyk fight, but the second one as well. He was mentioning the fact that Tyson was not in as good a shape as he would have liked to have seen him in the second fight. And, you know, I tend to agree with that. He didn't look in particularly good shape for the second fight. But, oh my God, the stuff he's coming out with, like, where do we even begin? So, what? He's saying they paid Tyson Fury so much money the first fight, they didn't want to do it again. So that's why he lost the fight. Really? Didn't the purses just switch the next time? So if they didn't want to pay Alexander Usyk, the purse he'd be paying Tyson, so make no sense there. You know, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There's a bit, I didn't actually add it to that little snippet, I thought a minute and a bit was a bit too much, to be honest with you. He talked about Tyson Fury overtraining for that fight, for the first fight with Alexander Usyk, saying that he left it all in the gym, and the problem is that he had a full camp, he had a cut, he had 3 weeks off, which is actually ample rest, to be honest with you, and then went straight back into camp, so he was overtrained. Okay, well, it takes two to tango, so Alexander Usyk literally did the same, so why wasn't he overtrained? You know, it's like literally like, well, Tyson trained for this many weeks, he had a cut, he had to stop camp for a few weeks, and then he had to go again. Okay, so maybe he did overtrain, but like Usyk literally did the same thing, you know? I mean, it's not like Alexander Usyk fought and then had another fight. Like, he literally took a break as well and did so. Would he not have been overtrained as well, John Fury? I'm just saying. He then talked about Tyson, because he's now quote unquote retired, which, you know, alright, saying that basically we've lost out because Alexander Usyk has no charisma. Alexander Usyk, for someone who is limited English, has so much charisma, it's crazy. Right, he really does, but he's got no drawing power. Really, John Fury? Okay, no drawing power. So, Bellew versus Usyk, 2018, UK, 819,000 pay-per-view buys in the UK. Chisora versus Usyk in the UK alone, little over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Joshua Usyk 1 and 2 both did over 1 million, and both did over. Well, actually, it says that the rematch on Wikipedia, take it with a grain of salt, I don't necessarily believe it did this few numbers. It says it only did 500,000 the rematch, but the first fight did over 1 million. I doubt the second fight did that low numbers, to be honest with you. But let's look at Fury's. Right? Let's look at his, right? So some people are going to say, oh, well, look at Chisora. His first fight with Chisora did over 2 million, almost 3 million views on Channel 5, free to air, terrestrial TV. Just saying. In terms of pay-per-views, UK against Wilder, first fight, 300,000 on Showtime. In the US, UK, 400,000. I'm just going to put this in context. A couple of weeks, maybe a fortnight earlier, Bellew fought Usyk, and that knocked that out of the park. Now, I will say, obviously, it was on maybe not an ideal time for the UK. Unknown are his pay-per-view buys against Tom Schwartz and Oliver Lane. Okay. 100,000 UK pay-per-view buys for the second Wilder fight. 300,000 for the trilogy fight. Okay. Unknown for Dylan White. You'd think you'd want to know that. Alexander Usyk against Chisora, 1 million bias. Tyson Fury against Chisora 3, 500,000 bias. Need I go unknown what his buy rate is for not the Ottavallini fight, for the Francis Ngannou fight. So, it doesn't quite jive with what John Fury there is saying. Look, at the end of the day, and John Fury, of course, was talking about Tyson not being in shape in the second fight and saying that, well, I was out of camp and this, that, and the other. Listen, this is the reason why Fury will never beat Alexander Usyk. You have people like John Fury who don't want to upset the apple cart, who want to stay members of Team Fury even though he was ousted for a rematch. He wants to get back in his good books. They all want to get back in Tyson Fury's good books. They want to massage his ego. And just to go back to what he was saying about overtraining, he was even saying that he wanted Tyson to pull out of the fight, but Tyson was worried about letting the fans down. Never bothered him before. Never bothered him before in the past, letting the fans down. I'm just saying. That's what the words he used. He wanted to pull out, but he was worried about letting the fans down. All right, we had to wait. How long for this fight? Over a year? 2 years? How long? Long time. That let the fans down. Instead of fighting a mandatory or looking to fight top contender, you fought Francis Ngannou, and I think that let a lot of the fans down, especially if it was in Saudi Arabia. You fought Chisora in the trilogy fight. Go with the Christmas UK record pay-per-view price. That wasn't exactly ideal for the fans now, was it? So John Fury back. Now he is back being interviewed because Tommy Fury is having his first fight in well over a year. I don't think he fought at all last year actually. So he's having a fight against a guy in Hungary, and the guy's record, I don't have it in front of me, but I looked at it earlier. He was something like 5-1. So not an ideal record. And Hungary is literally where people go to get a knockout win. If they can't punch, they go there to get a knockout win because they get literally the worst. I wonder, do they actually just pay people on the street? Because seriously, you see so many guys fighting a guy on their pro debut, they stop him in a round, they never fight again. I wonder, do they actually just go and offer someone, do you want to make a grand? All right, go in the ring. As soon as he hits you, fall down, it's over, it's done. There you go, here's your grand. I wonder, does that actually go on in Hungary? But that's where they are with Tommy Fury. So John Fury trying to push this narrative that Tyson was robbed in both fights, which he certainly wasn't, especially not the second fight. The first fight he had some moments, but still not enough to win the fight, and the 10-8 round certainly didn't help. But the second fight, I mean, it was a thorough win for Alexander Usyk. I mean, I think you could really argue with anything in that fight. Fury only won one clear round in that second fight, which was round number 5. That's the only round you could look at and give to Fury no issues. The rest of them, you could make a case, well, not Usyk won all of them, of course, but Usyk was the clear winner in that fight. Even the AI judge had Usyk a mile ahead. He had him wider than the judges. So John Fury, again, coming out with all this nonsense. I think no one believes what he's saying anymore. It's gone. You can say what you want. You can try and keep face all you want. But this notion that Fury's the one who's been hard done by, he literally had all the boxing politics for him. Alexander Usyk couldn't wear his crucifix to the ring. He was able to wear a big, huge, bushy beard in the wear it, but not shave it. You know what I mean? He had all these things in his favor, and Alexander Usyk still beat him. But yet they try and come out and say, "Oh, we're the ones who have the politics against us." No, you don't. You've everything in your favor, and you still couldn't beat Alexander Usyk. A little middleweight walked down a guy 6 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier than him, and a little middleweight did that. So there you go. That's my thoughts on John Fury. If we only see him once or twice a year, that's more than enough. It's too much, arguably. But anyhow, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Until next time, peace.